Hi, I had the privilege of visiting all 200 pavilions at Expo 2020 Dubai from 1st October 2021 to 31st March 2022. This global event brought together innovation, culture, and collaboration on an unprecedented scale, featuring 193 country pavilions. Each showcased unique ideas, technology, and cultural experiences. In this video, I'll take you inside the pavilion. So if you missed it, this is your chance to experience the culture, innovation, and creativity of the world in one place.
Hey guys, welcome back to my vlog. Okay, today is not just a normal visit. Today, we are literally becoming students. I'm about to take you inside the Germany Pavilion here at Expo 2020 Dubai, also known as Campus Germany. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. This is one of the coolest concepts I've seen so far. Before we even go inside, just look at this building. It doesn't even feel like a normal pavilion. It's designed like a vertical campus. You see all these stacked cubes? They almost look like they're floating. And above us, there's this massive structure called the technical cloud. And fun fact, it's not just aesthetic. It actually helps with cooling. Kind of like how trees create shade in a forest. So already, even the building itself is part of the message. Smart, sustainable, and intentional. Now here's where it gets interesting. Before entering, we have to enroll. Yes, like actual students. They give you this smart name tag where you enter your name and language. And from that moment, the entire pavilion recognizes you. So imagine walking past a screen and it literally greets you by your name. It feels a bit creepy, but also very cool. This system is called I Aim You, and it basically becomes your invisible guide throughout the whole experience. All right, let's go inside. Class is starting.
Herzlich willkommen im Campus Germany. Here we have it. History of our world.
Our world is quite old. Many incredible forces have created and shaped our planet for millions and billions of years. When, all of a sudden, life began. And life set out to evolve through countless iterations, full of little successes, and all changing accidents. Until, at some point, we came along. Seemingly within the blink of an eye, mankind took the stage. And we began to shape the planet ourselves, fitting it best to our needs. Which is why we call this era the Anthropocene, the age of humankind. Unfortunately, some of our plans had no regard for other creatures or the planet itself. Today, our leading role and our impact raise a lot of questions. How will we generate our energy in the future? How will we protect the biodiversity? And in what kind of cities do we want to live? Campus Germany invites you to get to know the answers. Connect your minds and immerse yourself in 100,000 ideas for a better future.
Okay, so we just entered the welcome hall, and I was not expecting this at all. It's basically a giant ball pit, but not the fun kids jumping type. This one has around 100,000 yellow balls, and each one actually contains information. So you pick one up, place it on a scanner, and suddenly a screen shows you a story. It could be about renewable energy, recycling systems, or environmental projects happening in Germany. And I love this idea because, let's be honest, most people don't want to stand and read long paragraphs about sustainability. But this, it makes you curious. Like you're literally holding information in your hand. It's fun, but at the same time, you're learning without even realizing it. This is what I would call smart design. Not boring, not overwhelming, just engaging. All right, now things get more serious. We're moving into what they call the curriculum, which means actual learning zones. First stop, the energy lab. Okay, this room already feels different. It's darker, more intense, and everything is interactive. Here, you're learning about how energy works, but not in a boring way. There are these stations where you can actually do something. Like pulling chains to simulate geothermal energy, or using controls to see how wave energy works. And it shows you real impact, for example, how one generator underwater can power hundreds of homes. And I think this is what makes it powerful. It's not just theory. You're seeing how these ideas actually translate into real life. It makes you realize, okay, this isn't some far future thing. This is already happening. Next, we move into the Future City Lab, and the vibe completely changes. It's bright, clean, almost futuristic. You see models of cities, but not like what we have now, more like what cities could become. They talk about something called the Anthropocene, which basically means humans are now the biggest influence on the planet. And honestly, that's both impressive and scary. There's this one concept that really caught my attention. An elevator that doesn't just go up and down, but also sideways. At first I was like, why? But then it makes sense for future cities, where space is limited and everything needs to be more efficient. They also show how cities like Munich are planning to use geothermal energy to heat entire urban areas. Like whole cities running on sustainable systems. And again, it makes you think this isn't just imagination. This is planning. Now we go into the biodiversity lab, and this one feels the most emotional. The space is immersive. There's lighting, sound, and this huge suspended structure above you that kind of represents nature. Here, they talk about the planetary boundaries, basically limits that our planet has, and we've already crossed several of them, like climate change, loss of biodiversity, things we hear about but maybe don't fully feel. And I like that they don't just show problems. They also show solutions like reforestation projects and wildlife protection efforts. So instead of leaving you feeling hopeless, it's more like, okay, there's still something we can do. now we're reaching the final part. And this is what everyone talks about. The graduation hall. I'm not even kidding, this room is insane. There are over 100 swings hanging from the ceiling. Yes, swings. So everyone sits down, and your name actually appears on the screen. It feels very personal, like you're part of something bigger. And then the experience starts. At first, everyone is swinging randomly. No coordination at all. It's chaotic. But then, slowly, people start sinking. And as we move together, the lights in the room start reacting. They pulse, they change. It's like the whole room is responding to us. And in that moment, you realize the message. Individually, we're all over the place. But when we move together, things actually work. It's simple, but it hits. And honestly, it's kind of emotional.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the graduation hall. Your journey is almost complete.
But before you leave, there's one last thing worth sharing.
Our planet is in constant motion. It is constantly changing. And more than ever before, it's being changed by us.
At the same time, we know that something is not running the way it should.
Take a look around.
With you, the world is sitting in this room.
You all come from the most different places. And as different as you are, you all voted for the same beliefs and showed that you care. During your journey through the campus, you all voted for sustainability, responsibility.
You all have voted for a world worth living in. That's your dream, my dream.
And still, sometimes we feel powerless. And you're right. It's hard to change the world alone.
But we don't have to. Let's try a little experiment. As we think the same way, we can move the same way.
Look, you're not stuck any longer. Let's move together and inspire the people around us to move as well.
Move towards your dreams to reach a better future.
And it takes you, and each and every one of you, to inspire, to connect, and to keep moving.
Thank you.
All right, we've officially graduated. Campus Germany is not just a pavilion, it's an experience. It takes something serious like sustainability and makes it interactive, fun, and actually memorable. It doesn't feel like you're being lectured. It feels like you're part of the story. And I think that's why it works so well. You walk in as a visitor, and you walk out feeling like you actually learned something. Not in a boring way, but in a way that stays with you. So yeah, if I had to rate this, definitely one of the top pavilions. Before leaving, there's also a culture and food area. And of course, I had to check it out. They have German food like currywurst, schnitzel, and other traditional dishes. So if you're hungry after all that learning, this is your reward. Alright guys, that's it for today's vlog. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to stay tuned, because there's always more places to explore, more experiences to share, and maybe more school like this in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.